Alright guys, we're back with another L5R World Cup group stage game. This is Hungary playing Dragon versus Singapore on Crab. So this is part of the group stage of the L5R World Cup, and this is the third week. Singapore is currently 2-0. I believe Hungary is a 1-1 team. So these games are played with a 45-minute chess clock timer, so a little bit different than the untimed Discord League games. Most games are able to finish within the time without too much difficulty. And I think in the Dragon vs. Crab matchup that it won't be a problem. So we see a bit of an interesting open here. Dragon starting with the Imperial Palace and an itinerant philosopher. Which is really just a monk body, I think, in this case, 1-1 with a discard the favor ability. And Crab is opening with that Caillou Envoy, so I guess trying to give some Way of the Crab protection for the Swordsmith, getting a body out there. And Crab getting the Passing Fate, obviously, with first player and one character pass. Both players drawing 5. Dragon picking up a favored mount with the Agasha Swordsmith. So Dragon is on a unicorn splash here. So keep an eye out for spyglasses, keep an eye out for Gaijin Customs. And they're on Keeper Void as well. So if Singapore wins this matchup this week, pushing Hungary to 1-2, that really opens things up for the USA to sneak through to the bracket stage if they win their matchup. Because this group is Singapore, USA, Hungary, and Indonesia. Hungary and USA are the 1-1 team, so they're fighting for that second slot out of the groups to the bracket stage. Singapore more or less has their berth locked in. They're just fighting for strength of schedule. Okay, attacking in political on to defend the wall. This gives Crab an opportunity to push through a ring effect on defense. It is an air ring though, so a little bit early to be turning up dishonor pressure for Crab, so I'm not sure they'll commit too much to the defense here, just try to stop the break most likely. So let's see if I can pull up the deck lists here. Or that'd be the wrong one. So we're talking about Grabba's list and Bridgeboy's list. So yeah, we see Dragon is on that Keeper Void, so no Feast or Famine. 3 Gaijin Customs, 3 Spyglass, 1 Favored Mount, 1 Talisman of the Sun. The Crab player is on your typical splash, 2 Gaijin Customs, 1 Talisman, 3 Spyglass, 3 Wayfinder. So we do see that they're down on 1 Talisman and 2 Gaijin Customs. That's probably good versus Dragon, who have their 3 let go. Okay, we see a policy debate between Swordsmith and Caillou Envoy. That is one thing about Dragon Unicorn lists. They don't run typically Miyamoto's Fury, so they have their restricted list card open, and many of them take policy debate as the tower characters that Dragon usually runs have a reasonably easy time winning policy debates. So Dragon bidding 3 on the policy debate and then winning the air ring, they end up getting a lot from that conflict. So hand knowledge, their honor doesn't go down by much. They win the favor and move into the second turn with a decent position. I'll be interested to see if Bridgeboy keeps the favorable ground. Without Feast or Famine in the province row, it's a little bit less critical to keep the favorable ground around, because if you get talismaned into Restoration of Balance, favorable ground doesn't do anything. So powerful flip for Grabba. They are all still big characters. Interesting that Crab didn't have any conflict characters there. They are running 6 of them. They could have poked back. So buying Investigator for Fate. The main weakness here is Assassination on Swordsmith into Way of the Crab. Bridgeboy buying a Satoshi 2 Fate. They have 9 Fate left over after last turn. Revealing a Satoshi dupe with Satoshi. Putting a Laboratory and Iron Mine in the discard is great with Rebuild. And buying a Yasuki 2 Fate, so no Way of the Crab coming unless they have a Skirmisher. So only 2 Assassination, 1 Way of the Crab. That's got to make Dragon feel a little bit more comfortable. Without those reprieves, they could get hit pretty hard with Way of the Crab. Grabba getting the Finger of Jade, which can protect the Swordsmith from assassination if he so chooses. Spyglass on Investigator is going to be great to start building up hand advantage. With 4 Fate on that Investigator, unless he misplays massively, he's just going to get like infinite cards from this character. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that they both 1-bid here. I think the 1-bid favors the Dragon player, as he has the Spyglasses down first, and Crab doesn't have Let Go. They have to rely on seeing Karada District in order to start removing attachments. Ancestral Lands. I'm guessing that was found under the Stronghold. We actually have no way of knowing. So we see Spyglass come down, Cloud the Mind come down. That's fine. It's a 1/5 political character. The ability is great, but probably not necessary right now. I mean, he certainly doesn't need to Cloud the Mind yet. Or remove the Cloud the Mind yet, even if he wants to. Finger of Jade coming down on Investigator, but I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, I think there's no card in the Crab deck that's going to target the Investigator directly. Yeah, Finger of Jade really weird, I think. I suppose... So the big thing for the Finger of Jade would be Shameful Display out of Crab. Yeah. I got there, Eric. Should say no conflict card. It could be a covert in the form of Shuichi or a province. The province being the relevant one here. You really want to cancel the Shameful Display coming down on Satoshi if you can, but you kind of counteract that play by attacking with the Swordsmith as well. But you do find that it is Meditations. So unless something really crazy happens here, Dragon's just going to start blowing up his hand. The dragon player is the first player this turn. So he can protect his board with a Fate Phase conflict character, if that's what chat means by their comments. Okay, court games on Satoshi. So Grabba doesn't go for it beyond the stronghold. We do see the Finger of Jade discarded for meditations. So trading a Fate for a Fate does keep his character around a little longer. So Grabba just not willing to play into Watch Commander is my guess. Mountain does not fall on Satoshi is big here. Is Grabba running Censures? Grabba is running 3 Censures, so he probably has one here. But it looks like not. That's pretty huge, not having the Censure. That's what bidding 1 gets you guys. So really kind of curious why you would rather win by 4 than win by 1. Bringing home a character makes sense, but Satoshi is already still standing. This just seems greedy. So Grabba has no characters and no buffs? Is what that looked like? No censure, no characters, no buffs. What is in his hand? Suppose it could be monk cards with no monks. Wow, so the Ancestral was in the row. So that means that, is it Sacred Sanctuary under the box then? Rally under the box? Yeah, I guess it's probably Rally under the box, but having Ancestral out there in the row is just so not meta. I guess having Rally and Ancestral lets you pick which one you need under your box in games, but I guess Rally would be the one you wanted under your box against Crab, but it just seems like not a great province to bring when you could bring Upholding Authority and funneling people into it with Talisman. Okay, using the favorable mount to get the extra draws with Investigator. Maybe he has a card that's useful now. So we're just a bonsai away from a break at this point. Actually, that's not true thanks to the military favor. So using the favorable mount does actually give him a skill. A Gaijin Customs would put him in a winning position, but he could still play it after the fact here. But it would just run you right back into Satoshi. Nick's calling the game for Grabba, likely because he's got that huge character and he'll be able to play out another big guy next turn. Those cards from Spyglass could easily be decisive as the game goes longer. Okay, so rally flipping this to military. Bridge boy bonsaiing for the break. Interested to see if he just does one bonsai or two bonsais. Or if it's cancelled, which looks like it might happen. No, double bonsai. Yeah, Bridgeboy's gonna win the favor with the break here. It looks like Graba's hand is just not very good. So the palace is gone now, which is great. Let's see if Bridgeboy can find one of his high impact holdings, Karada or Palace. Man, it's just so different attacking into Dragon when they don't have Feast or Famine and they don't have their worst suit removed. So Ancient Master coming down to protect the Investigator. Which is necessary, even though it's only a one of Way of the Crab. So we see the Shuichi here, we see the Kasada here. See a Volcanic Troll, Mitsu, Initiate, and Raitsugu here. So with Crab having more fate here in first player, I think he's massively ahead. That Investigator is a big guy though. Guess Bridgeboy does not want the Mystic. So with the way this played out, it looks like Dragon's gonna have to protect its Investigator from Wave the Crab again this fate phase. Looks like Crab wants to break on military here and just defend hard with Satoshi again. Yeah, water seems great here. Pick up some money, bow something big. Ancestral Lands isn't going to do anything to you. If you had the Mystic, you'd feel safer against a Talisman, but he didn't go that way. So Dragon's got a burn ability here. Um, there's no way to burn a stronghold to it, no activated abilities available. You could burn favored mount. That might be the best play, but then you won't have a way to get double spyglass triggers. Double block here, probably mostly for the draw. It doesn't let you use your favored mount anymore. So, quite bizarre. Well, Dragon can, if he defends with Investigator, he can throw the box. Satoshi hasn't been used yet. Definitely something he'll want to do. There's a bit of 3 from Bridgeboy and 5 from Grabba. So Dragon is up a ton of cards. So Crab's going to want to get something done here. Okay, Centipede Tattoo on the Investigator. And just a bunch of passes. So Quesada is still on, and the board is going to be bowed. Really funny to see Centipede Tattoo actually do something. What a tower. Let going now to avoid Quesada. Let's hope he remembers Quesada. So this is Crab's only talisman, but we have seen 2 of the 3 let goes already. Going Void here doesn't do a ton. It alleviates your need to play around Wave the Crab in the Fate phase, but Crab could easily just have a Skirmisher at this point. So this is the political conflict. So 6 skill attacking into 8. So now it's 4 into 8 with Watch Commander active. Quesada is active as well. Centipede Tattoo is a triggered ability. No, it is not. So Centipede Tattoo would work again if Dragon loses. Tattooed Monk Investigator doing work. White Dragon, why would you Talisman into Meditations when you're already going to get the Void Ring on Defend the Wall? Hope Crab remembers to use Satoshi. So we are going to see Crab's hand here. Putting that fate on the fire ring. So it was 2 Wayfinders, 2 rebuilds, and a reprieve. Discarding a rebuild I think is right here. So the Void Ring is resolved. See, now if Grabba attacks again, that's when you move them to Meditations and remove the last fate from the Investigator. The favorable ground, lab, and mine. So it's a pretty stacked discard pile for Crab as far as rebuild. So Quesada is active again, because he's completely amazing when you're winning a bunch of conflicts. Okay, throwing a Court Games away to Quesada. Getting that lab out puts you in a winning position here. Interested to see where he puts it. Puts it on a face down province. Believe that it is Team Hungary that's thinking here. So that that centipede tattoo has triggered 3 times, which is pretty fantastic. Dishonor on the Ancient Master really means that Dragon can't attack here, but they are currently winning the favor back. Winning the favor back is pretty good since they have 3 censure in their deck. Okay, so I guess they don't want that investigator next turn. Although they could easily have a Finger of Jade, but then I would insta-click on Satoshi to try to find the Karada district. So I guess you attack at defend the wall. Okay, good. They did not do the attack. Team Hungary instead choosing to win the favor. Try again next round. Crab's board is just going to keep getting bigger though. Yeah, so no Satoshi this turn, unless I missed it. So Dragon did manage to save up 2 Fate that turn, so they kind of have enough Fate to actually play Mitsu here. Mitsu's a fantastic character. Could actually turn this around a bit for Dragon. I say turn it around. They're up a ton of cards. They're just down a little bit on Fate and on board and on breaks. Okay, playing around that way of the crab again. Do we see Mitsu come down? Crab's board is getting huge. We did see the impact of that last turn where they won 3 conflicts. Suppose as Dragon here you can't play Cloud the Mind, which kind of blows. This Kuni Lab is just such a good card as well. So that Vanguard Warrior can keep the Yasuki alive after getting some use in a conflict as a 3/2. And we found a Mia Mystic with the Satoshi this turn. So I think Dragon bids 1 here, because they get those 5 draws or 4 draws off Investigator. I mean, Dragon can lose a lot faster to Dishonor than they can lose to breaks from this position, especially with the Watch Commander out there already. Grabba finds his Talisman. So what do I like as an attack here for Dragon? Kuni Lab makes it really hard to do a favorable poke. Quesada makes it really hard to do anything other than a poke. Alright, so still putting on more air pressure. There wasn't any Fate. Well, there are 2 Fate on the air ring, so that's the real reason why they do it. So it looks like they're setting up to play 2 big characters next turn if they make it that far. And they know that they're going to make it to next turn with this much honor left here. Quesada canceling the court games here. I don't think there's any good place to use Talisman to send to this conflict, so just let them win but not break. seems to be the plan, especially with that centipede tattoo. But yeah, blocking with a small guy lets you get policy debated here. So policy debate plus investigator means you lose your two best cards. There's really not a lot of good cards in here. My guess is we're going to see Gaijin Customs on investigator after this. It's a good point, Nix. Bridgeboy doesn't really care about his hand size above 4 right now, since he knows his opponent can just pull him into restoration. So, with this play, it does look like Dragon wants to break. It's going to Void Fist the Yasuki out of the conflict. So neither character has Pilgrimage here. Having second thoughts about the Void Fist, maybe? Okay, so this way you're threatening the break. You can bait out the box and then Void Fist. But really what you want to do here is... No, this is fine. This baits out the Void Fist, and it doesn't matter if you play in a... If you play in a Wayfinder, it's a 2-2, and then you box it to a 3-3. You're still breaking. The 7 is still breaking. So once he plays the Ancient Master, you just let the Yasuki get bowed out. And then you should remember to Meditations the Ancient Master. Meditations on the Ancient Master was not remembered. That's a bit of a pain. Yeah, see, don't forget to use your provinces. Meditations in 2018, more like blank province in 2018. So that did turn off Quesada. Suiting up big time, getting ready to go into that restoration. So this is 11 skill coming in at Ancestral, which is a big boy. So I guess Dragon did not actually use the investigator ability. Because the hand was pretty bad anyway. I mean, you want to defend with something. You might as well defend with something that doesn't bow, just to not lose an honor. Also, drawing your cards earlier rather than later is just better. Ooh, discarding the second Gaijin Customs could matter a lot. Getting that Keeper Initiate. Yeah, that also discarded the Mitsu, which means that Dragon needs to find another big guy in their flop at random, as opposed to having that big buy queued up for themselves next turn. So they're on a big clock to actually find another big guy. This is basically their last opportunity. So I think this is probably going to be shameful that the Kuni Lab is on. So attacking with Initiate is pretty rough. So Dragon can, or Crab can get another break this turn, and then they'll be first player next turn to attack the Stronghold. The Stronghold's going to be Sacred Sanctuary, so it matters a lot to have a big monk on board that turn. But the attack is going to be absolutely huge. Yeah, because it'll be like Asada, Satoshi, Shuichi. Shuichi could even covert the big monk if they get a big monk. The only person you can't covert out is basically Mitsu. Okay, yeah, just attacking in to defend the wall, but the talisman hasn't been used yet, so you're just going to end up attacking wherever Crab wants you to attack. Well, the talisman isn't going to be there because there's two Mia Mystics showing on the attack next turn. Chat mentioned that Dragon might have a bit of a longer lifespan. Yeah, Nix, this Dragon list is pretty good, right? It's Keeper, it's No Hawk Tattoo. He played out Itinerant Protesters or Philosopher on turn 1. Just a bit of a weird deck. Now we have 2 Watch Commanders active. Alright, let's go. I think they just forgot to play the Cloud on the Shuichi there, back when it would have mattered. Favored mount will bring in the Investigator for sure. So Crab could play, I think, the Wayfinder to bait out one more card. Okay, yeah, they had a Court Games again. So they have Court Games, they have Wayfinder. Two of them, I believe. And Bonsai? Censure cancels the Court Games. Yeah, you gotta start spending those stupid censures. Yeah, not getting the break here changes things quite a bit. And yeah, I think Grab is just not using the Investigator. Because he did the policy debate before, but he did not. Yeah, so he could have taken the Wayfinder. He's gonna need no answers in 11 cards, but I mean, there's a lot of chaff in Grabba's deck, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, Court Game should do it. You need to put it on the Investigator that's leaving play, though. Yeah, if Meditation had been used earlier in the turn, the Ancient Master would be leaving as well, and it would have been a pure board wipe. Yeah, apparently Dragon just doesn't care about Kasada's ability, which I think is just wrong. Alright, so 9 Fate. You gotta buy Mitsu, Yakuni, or Investigator, or two of them against a veritable crab army. I mean, there's really no rush for crab. I think the second Mystic might be overkill, but it certainly doesn't hurt you. I guess with Lab, they're not even bad bodies. Wow, 2 Fate on water again. Yeah, 3 cards. Let's hit the resto. I don't think you need to only attack with Shuichi. Yeah, Dragons spent a lot of their fate on Cloud the Mind, the Conflict character, Gaijin Customs, and 3 fating this Mitsu. Although realistically, you do have to fate your characters to win. If you play your characters without fate, you're just gonna not lose, maybe. So you do still have to play some fate on your characters to get out of this, but it's gonna be a really tough road. 13 skill from Crab. It's 11 Casada and 2 from Mystic. Yeah, Nix, I don't know. Restoration and Balance seems pretty bad. It's only 3 strength and blank. Okay, playing Talisman in this conflict seems a little bit off. I think you do want to kill it though. You don't want to go to Shameful. Wow, he's letting him go to Shameful. I think if there's a way you lose this conflict, it involves getting sent to Shameful. Oh, but he didn't burn his Casada first? Oh my god. That's really unfortunate. There isn't anyone in Hungary's team chat that could tell him not to do that? Wow. Yeah, baiting him with that pass. That's so good. So he can Void Punch now, but he doesn't have the skill to punch Casada yet. He could get there though. Not after the Bonsai though. Well, no, the Bonsai is on Mitsu's side, so 4, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, he should be able to punch. Should be able to punch Casada now. Now you want to get rid of the talisman? Although he's still got the Mountain's Anvil Castle, so it doesn't matter. Man, Mitsu's so good. Okay. That too, I guess. This way Mitsu stays standing. But a dishonored standing Mitsu is not nearly as good as okay. I guess he doesn't have the third Gaijin Customs. Or a way to turn it on. But he should have his Wayfinders. No Wayfinders. So yeah, he probably just doesn't have a way of getting it off. Yeah, passing the conflict is wrong. That Mitsu is clouded. Oh, they're both clouded. Chat, you're confusing me. Both players making some interesting choices, I think we can say. Yeah, it is fairly late in Singapore, where Bridgeboy is playing from. Getting rid of the cloud after the covert window. Jesus. Okay, so no attacks from Dragon this turn. I suppose with Defend the Wall and Talisman, like, it sucks. Yeah, this dragon is only running one Talisman to get more Gaijin customs. Both players are on one Talisman to get more Gaijin customs. I mean, you can see at least in this Dragon's players list that Talisman kinda sucks. They don't have as many province threats. So watch these players play it out. The Yori and the Yasuki, pretty good plays. That is the question, isn't it, Winter Knight 35? Why run Talisman with Resto when you could have Hawk Tattoo with Feast or Famine? Why have Centipede Tattoo when you could have Hawk Tattoo? These are the philosophical questions of our time. Yeah, so this attack back on the stronghold is going to be pretty huge. There's no one conflict death for Dragon, or for Crab, so good luck making him care about your attack. Yeah, so I think we're gonna see a mountain does not fall here. Or a Gaijin Customs afterwards, same deal. Getting the draw off Spyglass is good. Move on over to defend the wall. I mean, it's a mountain does not fall or a Gaijin Customs. So it is a mountain. We're gonna do the world tour, go to defend the wall. Uses Kuniyori first. Yeah, he's just saving the talisman. Getting a keeper from that Earth Ring. Go ahead and covert in 2 characters. And seal out this game is what we're gonna see. Finger of Jade on Doom Shigenja doesn't do anything. There are plenty of other targets. There are 2 other targets that are worth the same skill as Doom Shigenja, or more. $37. That's pretty good. I don't know about that Phoenix Fox. I don't think there's any province on that stronghold that matters. This is not the game to chastise him for having Sacred Sanctuary on the stronghold. It's really an overall province choice thing, I think. But yeah, GG. Singapore continuing their dominating group stage performance with this game. They'll just need one more win to go 3-0 in the group stage. This board is just colossal. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. That's it for this stream. We'll be back with more games later on. And see you then.